but they couldn't just sit around and not have quests designed in the meantime. So all of the quest designers had to work with what they had, which in many cases were just the basic move sets and tools from the first game. So even though the player ends up getting these cool new abilities and tools, they aren't actually used comprehensively or cohesively throughout the entire game. Going back to Breath of the Wild, it's one of the reasons that all of the Korok seeds and puzzles throughout the game were so coherent and cohesive together. It's because when you leave the Great Plateau, all of the players who leave it will have the glider, the 4 main abilities, they'll have the ability to climb up structures, they'll have a certain amount of stamina that they can gauge off of, and they can build puzzles with the understanding that players will have those items and capabilities. It's like in Breath of the Wild, the designers didn't anticipate players doing these things in a linear fashion. They anticipated most puzzles being solved perhaps a lot up front and then a bunch at the back end during the end game when players are trying to finish up collectibles, or somewhere in between, because they never actually implement all of the abilities that Aloy has to offer, especially by the end of the game. And a lot of the abilities she has at the end of the game should totally break all of these puzzles, but the way the designers get around it is just by turning off that ability for that puzzle, which is just stupid. Seriously, if you had any immersion in the game whatsoever, by the time you reach these puzzles, they're just going to tear you straight out of it. And there's a lot more to discuss, which we're going to get to over the course of this video, but this is just a taste of my frustrations with the game. When the original Horizon game launched in 2017, I was also frustrated because I felt as though it laid a remarkable foundation for something to come later. They had a lot of great systems at play, but there was very little that truly felt fully fleshed out. No doubt it's really hard to do that. To have a gameplay system that's robust and that you exhaust by the end of the game's runtime is tough, but I would argue that regardless of the difficulty of accomplishing that, it is literally the job of these development studios. Like, I get it, making a sequel to a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm sure is very difficult, but that's literally why we're paying you $60 per copy of the game, or I guess $70 if you're buying the PlayStation 5 version of the game, which is a lot of money. Over the course of this video, I want to deep dive into each of these frustrations that I've had. I want to discuss the entire game and try to put my thoughts into some sort of coherent structure. I really like a lot of what Horizon Forbidden West does, and parts of it are truly remarkable, but there's also a lot of it that falls flat, feels unfinished, or just simply rushed. I know it's hard to believe that a game that took 5 years could be rushed, but with the pandemic, working from home complicating things, and high expectations, I think it becomes pretty easy to see how these types of things can happen. I also think there were a few mistakes made very early on in this game's development with the basic conceptualization of what they wanted to do here that rippled throughout the rest of development, and it effectively is like building a house on a shaky foundation. If those starting ideas are a little off or a little weak, you're going to end up with problems at the end. And lastly, I'm sure it goes without saying, but I'm going to spoil pretty much everything in this video, so if you haven't played the game and want to, stop. No, seriously, I will be spoiling pretty much everything, so if you are adverse to spoilers, click off the video, go watch one of my other videos on a different video game that I've critiqued. I will still be here with this video when you're done. Also note, if you want to watch these videos on the go, I know they're long and comprehensive, so if you want to take it on the go like a podcast, these critiques are available on every major podcasting website: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. You can direct download the MP3 if you want. It's just my way of saying thank you for watching and listening, so check it out. And of course, follow all of my social media. We played this game over on Twitch, so if you want to hang out on Twitch, then come say hi. I would love to see you over there. Also, follow all of my social media. I'll have it linked in the link tree in the description box below the like button. And if you want to hang out with me while I play these games that I critique and just to hang out in general, come over to my Twitch stream. We are live very regularly, and I would love to see you over there. But with that, let's get into it. I'll meet you over at the desk. Boom, we're here. Hi.
Your fate is mine.
The universe demands a guardian.
NordVPN is the cutting-edge VPN provider that's used by creators around the world. I myself have been using NordVPN for years, and I cannot recommend them highly enough. They have industry-leading connection speeds, a verified no-log policy, and with over 5,500 servers worldwide, NordVPN lets you stay safe online without slowing down at all. And the cherry on top of all of this is that with one account, you can secure up to 6 devices, meaning you can protect your phone, tablet, laptop, home PC, and whatever else you need to all on one account without having to pay for multiple subscriptions. And right now they're offering a crazy deal for viewers of this channel. And to make the deal just a little bit sweeter, they'll even throw in an extra month for free. Check them out today at the link in the video description box below.